Happy Sunday to everybody out there. Um, Happy birthday to Martin Luther King. We can't forget what this weekend is all about. A man that died and left a lot of things in place for us to take off, or should I say, gave us leverage to keep his legacy rolling and to actually elevate to higher levels and things of life in black culture. It's very important that we honor a person such as himself, and I'm glad that it's now a national holiday. At one point in time, Martin Luther King wasn't even a national holiday for a lot of y'all that don't know. And yeah, volume reloaded, salute. So yeah, want to say happy birthday to the King. A lot of things that is happening for us is because of him. We still going through the struggle with all this dumb, ignorant police stuff, dumb, ignorant prosecutors that send people to jail for nothing, such as people that is coming home from doing 20, 30, 40 years, and you find out later on that they just hid evidence, and now they done did all that time for nothing, which means that the person that actually did the crime is still out in the streets and got away with murder. And another person did it. But the prosecution get pats on the back for winning the case and things of that nature, which mean they really didn't do their job. So while they allowing these type of people to actually have a job to uphold the law, which is called justice, and there's a lot of times there's no justice, and they are sitting in these seats and sending regular people to jail just to win a case, just to get a pat on the back, just to get a raise, just to get voted in, the next year. And that's not right. And I'm just saying that to say, because a lot of the time it's our black people that suffers, even though there's some white people that went through that also. But I'm just speaking of the majority of black people because we are considered the underdogs, man. Major, what up? So, yeah, it's crazy. It's disrespectful. It's distasteful to our justice system. And there's a lot of flack and holes in the wall when it comes to that. And especially when it comes to these police jump out and do what they want to do to people, put charges on you, and you just got to figure out how to get out of it later. And they go on with their life, see their family every day, get a paycheck where you have to pay for lawyers, pay for bail. Then you're sitting around stressful. Some people lose houses, lose a lot of cars. Some people, even if the charge look like a bad one and it's not real, some people lose their respect in the world from other people, lose their jobs. And all along, these police just put a charge on somebody just to make a quota and all of the above, man. So that's crazy. So the little bit of things that we elevated and evolved to comes from people like Dr. Martin Luther King, man. So we must celebrate him and celebrate his birthday, and never could forget who he is. And hopefully we have other great leaders that's in our time now pick up, where he left off. And there's a lot of other leaders out there. I'm just speaking of Dr. Martin Luther King right now because today is his day, or tomorrow is his day. But this is his weekend that we honor him, man, in real life. So yeah, I'm gonna get into some things, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. All my newcomers out there, subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all share this, and please hit that like button, because you know how YouTube is. YouTube be on they BS, and it's not like one person is saying it or two people. A lot of people are saying it, and we'll never understand why, because we don't have the control over it. But We have to still deal with it. And hopefully YouTube will get it better, man. Because we always going to be going through this. But Chuck, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. And for those who you want to follow me, you can follow me on my Instagram page at The Real Big Boosie, BOOTSIE. And, keep the cash apps rolling. I appreciate everybody because it helps support moving what I'm doing, feeding the homeless, all of the above. $ The Real Big Boosie, BOOTSIE as well. And that's a fact. Shannon Sharice, you're a great leader. That's what this podcast is about. I know that's right. Appreciate that. So yeah, I want to get into something. I talked with my boy Uncasa, one of Dipset's greatest. If y'all don't know him, he's one of the guys that was on the Dipset album that at the beginning of Dipset, it was one of the records when Cam told Dipset, told Uncasa, yo, do your thing, and he just took control of the mic and went crazy. And that was a phenomenal, it was a legendary verse. And he got his plaques on the wall because of that. And that's my little bro. I knew Uncasa before he probably even knew Jim Jones and Cameron and all of them. And I had a label back then. And one of the guys brought unto me, and he spit something for me on the block when we was on my block. And he went crazy. He had a bunch of hot verses. So I'm like, wow, homie, we gotta make some moves together, man. So basically I got with him, and once I got with him, I negotiated something with him, and I was the first to sign onto a record deal. So, hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. So yeah, y'all know so was one of the first that I signed, and we was making history. We was setting it off, doing the things we like to do. We was prepping and making preparations. The only thing happened with that was, unfortunately, I caught a case back then. We was still running around the mean streets. I still was learning the game, all of the above. And life goes on after situations like that. And basically, stayed out, which he's the hustler that he is, kept making moves. And, I commend him on that. And, if a lot of y'all understand the street structure of how Dipset was built. How the first mixtapes was actually created on the mean streets. And was a part of that. All the way of how the mixtape game, started amongst other crews and all that. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold that thought. My bad, man. The dog acting up crazy. But yeah. So they started the mixtape game, and took off. Phenomenal. Took off. So was there from day one. That's why I had to break it down from the beginning of it all, because me and him was on the phone the other day, and we was just trying to figure out, the ups and the downs of this whole Dipset breakup, and hearing it in his voice, and he called him, Cam and Jim, he called them his big brothers, man. And it's like he torn in between of that situation that's going on. And it's like he don't understand how. Where? Is it about power? Was it about a woman? And things of that nature. And one of the things that he did express about was something about, I guess Cameron said it in his interview that, and Cam even apologized that he didn't know that Jim and his wife would go this far, and he actually made shirts and all that, joking about the situation, that Jim was a trick, and all of the above. And Cam said he didn't see that coming for us, them falling in love and being in love. And see, that's one thing about us Harlem dudes. We like to laugh, joke, snap. Some some cats just take it all the way to the extent. But back then we didn't ever look at it like that, you know, where jokes could really hurt a person. And back then people didn't even care about if it hurt you. They would laugh you all the way off the block till you leave. And it's funny, if you can't take the pain, don't be out there in the rain when it comes to snapping and joking. So was like trying to figure if, that kind of triggered things or one of the things that kind of triggered between Jim and Cam relationship, as far as that's concerned. Because once a man's in love with a woman, you don't play with nobody's woman, and that's just a fact. And not only that, whatever a person in a relationship, this goes for man or woman, whatever they did before they met you or got with you, that doesn't even matter. What matters is y'all building from where y'all at, and y'all rolling, and y'all powerful together. And like I said, back then, young-minded, they was young-minded. You was young and young-minded, man. And that was just the thing to do when you're on the block snapping and joking, and people take it to that extent, probably making shirts or hats and stuff like that. I think it's funny, especially when you're getting some money, you can do little things like that. There's plenty of things I could tell you all about people joking. And God bless the dead, one of my friends named, call him Eat It Great, who you with. He used to snap and joke on people so hard, they get so mad. And his knuckle game is impeccable. Anybody from Harlem know who he is. And they'll get so mad and start talking junk to eat like they want to fight. And he'll still snap a joke on them, and they'd say one more thing, like as if they getting ready to punch him in the face or something. He ends up knocking them out. And that's how, to the crazy extent of snapping and joking on people was back there in our time. He knocked somebody out in Rucker Park. They hit their head one time, and I believe they passed away. And the only reason I can speak on it because he passed away now himself. But he didn't mean to kill the dude, but he was snapping and joking in front of everybody in Rucker Park. And the dude wanted to fight him and didn't know that he was a knockout artist. So yeah, me and we was talking and was trying to, fill it out. And said to himself that the Dipset is over. That one put this beef right here put the nail in the coffin. And I was sympathizing with my little brother. I'm telling him I don't think it's over, because it's in front of the world. What I really need to think what will happen. Somebody said, well, Sami Haji said, why you snitch on OG? He's not here no more, my brother, and ain't snitch on nobody. If that was the case, he'd have been in jail. So, sound crazy. But at the end of the day, see, people don't like to understand the message. I'm trying to give you a message of how serious it is when people snap and joke, and what it was like snapping and joking, where we come up from and where we came from. That really happens. Real stupid stuff comes up out of snapping and joking that hard. Damon Dash, known one of the best, Cameron said it, that pissed people off when he's snapping and joking on them. Have you looking crazy, especially if you ain't got the type of money they got. But if you know how to snap real good, it don't matter how much money a person got that can snap good. You snap back on them and get on them, you can do it all the same way. That's a fact. But sometimes that snapping and joking, if y'all still is doing that out there in them streets, y'all have to take a chill with that and kind of respect what boundaries you go in when you are snapping and joking on a person in front of people, because a lot of people don't take that lightly, man. A lot of people got into a lot of incidents, man, with that snapping and joking stuff, man. It's really, really crazy. And so, I'm telling I don't believe Dipset is dead. It's because the end of the day, Cam and Jim really love each other. Cam, when he did his rebel back to Jim, he was speaking on things that he felt was truthful. He didn't say, you a bum, you don't got this, or you don't do this or this or that. He spoke on the things that Jim said, and I guess proved his point, pulled receipts up, with the videos and things of that nature. And you could pretty much tell he didn't really want to go with low blows, because I was analyzing the whole thing. And I'm analyzing that as love. Then I'm analyzing Jimmy, his joint. And when I analyze his, I'm analyzing it as I kind of think I see pain, and like he feel he lost his big brother. Or his brother, period. I'm looking at that as like, I'm thinking like, damn, man, he feeling he lost his brother. But my take on that was, it shouldn't have never had happened on that part. And that's just me being real. I know people would say, well, he got the right to speak his mind if he feels so. I think I feel that was something that should have been discussed on a one-on-one basis after 50 Cent and Cam. 50 Cent came on Cam's show, they was talking, and that part came up when Jimmy was on stage with him. And anybody know that when you are beefing with somebody, nobody that you cool with supposed to be over there. And at that time, like Uncasa said, Jim was young, man, and he was popping. The song was popping. Maybe he just got sidetracked and wasn't thinking about that in that nature at the time. And he said he didn't think it was like a real beef. He didn't think it was like, it was a real beef. And Cam even said it. He thought it was funny to him, but he still went up there to defend it. And the defend 50 saying stuff about Koch, and and his artist is up there, so he got to defend it. But my thing is, yeah, I felt that Cam shouldn't have. That Jim should have probably called Cam after he seen that interview or whatever, and then go to the extent of that. That's my opinion. A man is a man, could do what they want to do, but they got too much of a big legacy, man. Anybody hear Dipset music that grew up on Dipset music, when you hear it, you think of a time, what clubs you was in when you heard it, what kind of car you was riding in at the time, what kind of job you had. It gave you inspiration. If you was working out, you worked out to it. What else? You was getting a lot of money at a certain time. The spots was popping. It's big history with that Dipset thing. So now a lot of people, the fans is sad behind this, man. Like, it's unbelievable to people. It's like a person might have passed away, and every time you think about it. So now every time they hear the music, now they're going to just think about the bad stuff with Cam and Jimmy. So I'm telling Uncasa, I'm like, well, bro, I don't think so, man. I think if they got together and really talked, and they know each one said bad stuff. Everybody that's on this planet that argue with a family member or a great friend that is considered family said some nasty stuff to each other, and then they get back together and they forget about that and they really work on let's not mess up no more, which is Cam and Mace is a great example of that. They had a crazy rivalry against each other. And then look, now they back together and they already made type of pats of how they never gonna mess their friendship up again. Certain people they not dealing with no more that they think is toxic to their friendship. So this is what I'm telling Un. I feel that Dipset will be back or can be back. Uh, should I say saved or respected once again as a brotherly movement, because that's how people look at that's a brotherhood movement. And we are, and in our culture, man, we need all our brother movements, man. Big up to the locks, Jada Kiss and all them, man. You know what I'm saying? Ruben Robio, what up? So, Jada Kiss was just down here last night in North Carolina and Raleigh at Club Aroma. Shouts out to my bro Chuck Black. He did a great job. Him and B Rose. It was it was packed. My brother Sean Boy Double did his thing, opened up. But big shouts to the locks. Big shout to uh, MOP. Big shout to Wu Tang. And we need this type of stuff. We need brothers like Jimmy and Cam to stay together. We need them to keep putting out music or creating other platforms like podcasts to give other people jobs. There's people behind them pushing them buttons, man. For Cam and Mace. The female that they got, they hired her from school. She went to school for that. Gave her a job. This is what I'm saying. It creates jobs. Now, if people all over the place with disarray as far as Cam and Jimmy, it takes away from the tasteful part of things. And not saying that they still won't be doing other big things, but just imagine them two powerful together if they get back and do this Dipset reunion. And the only way that was really what I'm telling yo, only way that it's gonna be back highly respected and well loved, they get together and have a great conversation and let the world know now we back. And let the world know now we not doing this no more. We can't let this defeat us. We can't. We can't let this defeat us, man. Young Ty was good. And the world knows. See, when they did that versus thing, their energy wasn't there because they all still wasn't on point as far as, the relation. They was working on it, but it wasn't all the way there. And you could tell about a person through their energy, man. And that's all that was, man. The Locks' energy was strong because they still is knit tight as family, man. And if they get back together and talk and really put it together, you said what you said to me, I said what I said to you, and like just ignore it. Which they big stars, so it's gonna pop up here and there on TV or stuff like that. Don't never let that even come between y'all. Like, man, you seen that shit? Now we laughing at it now. And back real friends, man. Real brothers. That will bring Dipset all the way back. That's a fact. In real life. That's a fact. So yeah. That's, the conversation me and little bro had. And I really feel that if they do really chop it up and really mean it, Dipset gonna be back and we will get that Dipset reunion that we've been waiting for, man. And on a massive scale in different states, touring, going crazy. Man, that'll be so beautiful, man. And I'm banking it's gonna happen. I'm banking that's gonna happen, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I want to get into something else real quick with about these women out here. These women that bring up these, sex allegations against men. The R word. They say the men be R word, R wording them, and then come to find out later on, it's not true. But the men go through losing either their job, career, losing their company, losing endorsements. Well, majority of the time, the family sticks by them, so the family's still around, but just lose their whole respect from the world. And then after it's cleared up, every time a person see them, they still gonna remember that this was the guy that was accused of rape. And nothing happens to the woman after they come clean about it. So I just wanted to show y'all something real quick that happened a few years ago. And a lot of this stuff that's going on now stems from women like this that created stuff like this, and other women dictate doing it and nobody do nothing about it. And they live their life, but the person that they got locked up for the R word loses everything. And it's crazy. And it's still happening now. It's still happening now. I can't say that we know Puff fought, beat on Cassie. That's not good. People could go to get help for beating on women. Rape, you can never come back from that. So we haven't seen any proof about rape. So still at the end of the day, we'll see. They Puff saying that when those tapes that he got from his parties come out, that it's going to prove his innocence. So we'll see. But this happened with Duke lacrosse players. And I remember this because it was all over the news. The boys' mothers and fathers walking in courtrooms with them. This was a big deal for what this girl did. And I want to say something happened with her boyfriend after that, after the fact. Something happened with her and her boyfriend. It'll come back to me. But I want y'all to check this out, man. And beside you. Hold on.
And they were my brothers, and they trusted me that I wouldn't betray their trust. And I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't. And that was wrong. And I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God. And that was wrong when God already loved me for who I was. Regardless, I didn't need to seek validation from him because I already had validation from him. I just didn't know it. And I hurt my brothers. And I hope that they can forgive me. And I want them to know that I love them. And they didn't deserve that. To your neighbor that lives trustingly beside you. And they were my brothers, and they trusted me that I wouldn't betray their trust. And I testified falsely against them.
So yeah.
By saying that they raped me when they didn't.
So yeah, man, y'all tell me, could y'all forgive somebody that put y'all through that, man? Please drop some comments, man. And let me know if you was put in that position, going to court, got kicked out of school, spending all that money, all over the news, worldwide, and then you wait for a couple years to go by to admit that you was wrong and hope that they can forgive you. That's a tough pill to swallow, man. That's a tough pill to swallow because even if they have a lot of love for her, I'm not understanding. Excuse me. I'm trying to figure out if that was me, would I forgive her? And you know, I'm sure it's hard for people to wanna or be able to actually put themselves in them shoes because it really didn't happen to you. It didn't happen to none of us. But you know, you can pretty much analyze or just visualize yourself in a position like that. Because like I said in a lot of other podcast episodes, the politicians let these women do it. They don't make a law about it. This been going on too long, too long. Just the same way how, let's just say laws with texting and driving. When people started getting killed from texting and driving, they made a law for that. Seatbelt laws. People didn't used to have to drive with seatbelts before. People was getting hurt and killed. They made seatbelts laws. And you could just think of a whole bunch of other laws that was made up due to the process of things happening simultaneously that was not good, that can hurt the public, hurt our people, meaning everybody as a whole. No color, no race, everybody. This R word allegations that be put on people and a woman is lying, they do not create a law for it. That's crazy. Because some of these politicians and the big dogs up in these millionaires that's cool with politicians telling them don't make a law about that. They made a law about 911. 911 used to call 911. They used to prank call 911s and nobody went to jail for it. Now you do a 911 call and it's not a legitimate one. You're getting charged. So how is people losing their livelihood due to a woman or even if a man did it? But majority of these type of allegations happen with men, and mostly rich men, movie star, rap star, singers, whatever, rich. As long as you're rich, they looking and chasing a dollar. But a lot of these things happening with the rich people, and it's tearing down everything that they actually built. So why they don't have no laws for that, man? That's crazy. Peter Vardick, what up? And it's sad that these things happen. I want to say Chris Brown's been accused before, and his got beat. You don't even hear about it. You don't hear about the female no more. Nothing happened to her. Nothing. It's a few other artists that got accused of the R word and nothing happened, and it just goes out the window. And that's not fair, man. It's not fair to people, and that means it's getting dangerous, man. It's getting dangerous out here with that. Because you got to look at your kids. Your kids might grow up and be rich and then get accused of rape for something they didn't do. And now they locked up. When our people of power need to actually start protesting and try to get something done with a law that will make these women understand if you are lying, you are getting ready to be up under that gun. You're going to jail. Have them all over the news for lying about rape. Have the cameras in there when they go into court and filming them for lying, shaming them in front of public. And I guarantee you, none of this won't be happening no more. Because it's crazy a person can come out 30 years later talking about rape or talk about, oh, excuse me, you know, the R word, and saying that they were scared to come forward. But now when 2, 3, 4, 5 other people come forward, now you want to come forward. Everybody got heart at the same time. They got violated years ago. We'll say violated in the place of R word. They got violated years ago. Separate occasions, didn't even know each other. Different states. Now all of them have the heart to pop out and accuse a person of that, and then want to sue them. I guess because statutory limits be too far gone with some of them to charge. I don't know, but it's a dirty game out here, people, and we gotta be careful. If you got little stars in the making coming up, you gotta protect them and tell them, man, don't be out there playing with these women, man, because there's they don't have no law against them lying on you and sending you to jail, messing your reputation up. Everything you built is gone. Everything, all your endorsements they took down Bill Cosby stuff out the college. And, come find for him to come home and beat the case afterwards. That's wild, and it's dangerous. So I thought I wanted to touch up on that and discuss a few things about my little bro, and Dipset. Dipset coming back. Mark my words. I got faith in Cam and Jim. Especially, Cam always been a reasonable dude. For real. And I'm only speaking on that behalf because I've done things with Cam, and I know he got a great heart. Jimmy, I've heard about people he's helped too, so I can't front on that. So when a person can do that, that means he got a good heart. And it's just about them seeing eye to eye on this one, man. So I got faith in it, man. Make sure y'all like, share. Hit that subscribe button if y'all brand new to the game, to the channel. Y'all know what I do. It's your boy Big Boosie, man. I'll see y'all in a few, man. Enjoy your Sunday, man. It's Martin Luther King Day, man. Do something special for the brother. But I'll be back. I got something else to talk to y'all about.